a different style of racetrack, but I'm ready for it. We are green here at Irwindale. You check it out.
Green flag is out at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, Sin City 110, Derek, underway. And green flag is out. We're off the racing here at laps of this race. We got a wreck. Hold on. The 12 and 1 goes around. Trackers may finish second tonight. Out of turn 4. Colin Allman is going to win at Myrtle Beach. With Phil and Landon Lacey going to drive off turn 4 and win at Bristol Motor Speedway, the Super Late Model. DJ.
It is, in a way, an odd thing to honor those who died in defense of our country, in defense of us, in wars far away. The imagination plays a trick. We see these soldiers in our mind as old and wise. We see them as something like the founding fathers, grave and gray-haired. But most of them were boys when they died, and they gave up two lives, the one they were living and the one they would have lived. When they died, they gave up their chance to be husbands and fathers and grandfathers. They gave up their chance to be revered old men. They gave up everything for our country, for us. We owe them a debt we can never repay. All we can do is remember them, what they did, and why they had to be brave for us.
As we cross the midway point of tonight, or the season, actually we're a little past the midway point now if you go look at the schedule. Welcome to Dover, everybody. Sorry, I was a little bit ahead of myself. First off, I want to welcome everybody to the broadcast. I want to welcome everybody to the race tonight, the FTM Monster the Miles 100, sponsored by, if I can find my logo, where'd it go? I lost my logo. Sponsored by PruittTeam.com, Super Late Model Series Season 2, underway here tonight. Very much looking forward to this race. As you can see, we're live at Dover International Raceway. Do got our national anthem coming up here in just a few moments. First off, I just want to give a shout out to all the men and women who have sacrificed life for our freedom and stuff like that. I know way more important than any type of race, real life, sim racing, way more important. I do want to thank you personally for that. And I know everybody else here does as well. So welcome everybody to the race. Real fast look at your weather for tonight. It is 78 degrees here at Dover, Delaware, as we get ready to go green flag racing here for the NASRA Racing League. Week number, what week are we in? Now we are in week number, I believe, May 27th. So we are week number 8 now. Colin Allman has been the guy to beat the last 3 weeks. He's won every single race that we have had the offer. Tonight he comes in here right now. Actually not in here tonight, which is probably good news for these guys. However, might not be good news for some of the guys in the championship because Dante Curtis currently on top of the board. 31 points over second place Russell Charninski. Adam Jocelyn currently back in second. Donald Clark in fourth. Scott Austin sits in fifth. So, welcome to Dover. As I mentioned, 1 mile track, 100 miles here in the Super Late Model Series. And if you do not know what these Super Late Models are capable of, it is basically 5-star bodies. These guys run open setups. They run straight rail chassis. It is 2,800 pounds of race car, 550 plus horsepower. In these cars, top speed over 190 miles an hour. We're not going to get nowhere close near that tonight. These cars usually just run the shorter track, so that's you don't have to worry about seeing that type of speed here. But looking forward to it. First off, I want to thank NASRA for allowing me to come back again and broadcast this league, and it has been a very exciting race. Every single week that we've been here, it's been good racing throughout the entire field. Dante Curtis, as I mentioned, coming in here. So far, 7 races on the season. He does have only 1 win, but 5 top 5s. And Russell Charninski, another one of the guys, only 2 top 5s, however. But, yeah, we'll see how it all plays out tonight as we get set to go qualifying here in just a few moments here at Dover International Speedway. There is some special paints being ran tonight. I don't know if we can find them all. There we go. There's the number 83 of now Kyle Lorraine, who's on top of the board. You can see him right there. A little bit better looking paint scheme as well. Honoring our heroes on the front. A couple other guys out there. Donald Clark out here currently 3rd right now, running the Carolina Contract Solutions, but he is running the red, white, and blue, so that's very awesome. I know he's got a special thing on the back of his paint scheme as well. There's a bunch of special paint schemes. There's one. Oh, Aaron Ames, who just decided to back out on me at the last moment, so awesome, thank you. But no, we do got some really good paint schemes in here. Just looking through the thing real fast, you can see a couple of them. There's one, Jimmy Babbs running one, 101st Airborne on the front of his car. Bunch of little special little paint schemes in here tonight. We'll see some of them. Jerry Glenn got one, the Folds of Honor. Always a good cause there. Another best overhead doors. You got the red, white, and blue on the side of that one. And of course, as I mentioned, Adam Jocelyn just a second ago. He is running one as well. You can see the front of his car. Hopefully, you'll see it. There you go. Love remembering he's got some names on the front of his car. So really cool to see some of these paint schemes in here tonight. And I do look for this race to be very good. Very green flag racing, I expect. I don't expect a lot of cautions. The weather, like I mentioned, you can see it's very overcast skies. A lot of clouds in the sky here, so that means more grip on the track. And these super late models are going to get up and down the track very well. I'm seeing speeds right now 170 miles an hour, so really fast right now with the cooler track temps. We do got qualifying coming up. We will get our national anthem in as well. I do want to do that for Memorial Day, so we will get that in as well. And we have about 30 seconds left before we go back to qualifying, before we go to qualifying. As we watch some of the practice come to an end. And it looks like Kyle Lorraine going to be on top of the board right now with a 21.987 best lap. Actually, the only driver in the 21s right now is the 83 car. Adam Jocelyn currently 2nd. Dante Curtis now 3rd. Donald Clark 4th. Colin Allman, who is in here, by the way, is now 5th. Remember, the winner of the last 3, so it's going to be very interesting to see what he can do. Michael Goddard, Tim Bills, Russell Charninski 8th. TJ White and Aaron Ames your top 10. Practice coming to an end. Qualifying about to begin. 10 minutes qualifying. We're not going to cover all 10 minutes because I do want to get our national anthem in, so we will do that. Who do we want to watch first? We're going to hop over and watch Cody Brinson roll out of the pits. The driver of the number 98 out of Florida. He's kind of made a statement in here the last couple weeks. Really good driver coming in. See what he can do in that number 98 Mike Wood Toyota. As green flag is underway and we start green flag qualifying. See that car's going to stick to the bottom. I have noticed in practice we did see some cars move up against the wall, so I'm not sure if we're going to see a lot of that here tonight as the run goes on. Remember, you're not allowed to take tires here, so we'll see if that is the case. But Cody's going to cross the start-finish line 22.090. Actually, a really good lap for him. Puts him second right now. Up in first at the moment, it is Adam Jocelyn on top of the board. Tim Bill's out on track as well. He is now second with a 21.981. So we are seeing some faster times than what we expected. Charles Lar, he's going to put down his green flag lap this time, number 44. As you watch him come down the backstretch here. 550 horsepower. You see the speed as well. Coming through the corners at 160 miles per hour. Going to get up well above 170. 171. He qualifies ninth at the moment. Bob Loran in the number 14. Super late model. From Canada, coming out of turn number 4. Start his green flag lap. Let's actually hop on board if we can. The super late model gets you a ride, run his track. One thing is, this track ain't going to take a lot of rubber really fast because the track temp is a little bit cooler, but it will rubber up eventually over 100 laps. There is a little bit of rubber out there now as Bob going across the start finish line 22.596. Definitely looking for a little bit more. Here's Russell Chardinski coming in here second in the point standings. As I mentioned, only 2 top 5s for him, but 31 points behind. We'll see if he can make up some of that ground tonight in that number 20 car. Out of turn 4, across the start finish line 22.061. Definitely not a bad lap. Puts him in 5th for now. Jerry Glenn running that special paint scheme, the number 97 car. Folds of honor on the side of his car for tonight's race. A lot of Memorial Day paints out here, which is very awesome to see. Kind of a last minute thing a lot of these guys put together to run some of these paints. 22.890. Definitely going to be looking for more than that. Currently 22nd right now. I'm anxious to see what the 83 can do. We're going to find out right now. Kyle Lorraine, honoring our hero super late model, coming through turn 4 to start his green flag lap. See what kind of lap he can do. We will not be sending any drivers home tonight. Looks like we have 23 drivers set to make the starting grid tonight, which is a very good turnout. Kyle coming through turn 4. Remember, he was really fast in practice. Here he comes off turn 4. Across the start finish line. Does actually not pull the fastest lap out. 22.051. What I want to do now, guys, is take a break, get our national anthem played. We will be right back right after this.
want to leap over buildings, want to fly over the shores, faster than a lightning flash, rushing through the cool night air. So start ignition, count to 0. I just wanna be a superhero. With fearless thoughts in motion swirled, I wanna be the man that saves the world.
Welcome back to the PruittTeam.com Super Late Model Series. This race is sponsored by FTM Miles the Monster 100 as we are set to go green flag racing here in just one moment. Dante Curtis on top of the board right now. Not too much of a surprise to see our current points leader up there inside the top 3. To be honest, he's going to be very fast and very tough to beat. I do expect some good racing up towards the front, though. We may see some passes back and forth, but this race where it's so fast, I don't think it's going to be one of them types of short track where you're not going to be able to pass. I think there's going to be plenty of passes made in this race. I think we're going to see some good racing, being this track is a little bit longer than, you know, a place such as Stafford or Irwindale. Now, last time we did come to a little bit bigger track, we did have some issues. I want to mention we had a couple cautions back at Phoenix, but last week we came in here, put that all aside. We only had, I think, 1 or 2 cautions total last week. So we'll see how it all plays out here tonight. This is one of them races that anybody honestly has a good chance at really gaining some points on Dante, or it could be one of them races where Dante extends that points gap over the rest of the field. If you go back and look at Russell Chardinsky, who's back in 7th, he's got a little bit of work to try to make up. Dante going to be starting on 1st with the clean air. That's going to be a huge advantage for the number 03 car. Don't be surprised if we are talking to Dante at the end of this thing come checker flag time. We got about 20 seconds before the cars start the grid, and we're going to try to talk to Dante before we go green. Hopefully, anyway, we'll be able to grab him. As qualifying does come to an end, it will be Dante Curtis on the front row with Adam Jocelyn. Adam Jocelyn, the winner back at Phoenix International, like I mentioned. Or was it Phoenix, or was it? It might actually not have been Phoenix. No, I'm sorry. It was Richmond where he won. So we'll see how he does here tonight as well. So the grid has started to take place as we'll go down to the grid. We'll try to pull in Dante Curtis here in just one moment. Actually, we'll wait till he grids up before we try to pull him in. As you get a look at your grid. Looking at row 8. Remember, 23 drivers planning to start this race. As we get set to roll out here at Dover International Speedway, we're going to pull in our points leader. Hey, Dante, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, man, you're starting on the front row tonight. How important will that first position be come to this place at Dover?
To be completely honest, I don't know how anything's going to play out here. I bought the track at about 3 o'clock this afternoon. Logged on here, loaded up some stuff me and Logan tested on. Sadly, he couldn't make it, but honestly, I don't know how good our stuff's going to be at the beginning or how ours is going to be at the end and compared to everybody else, but it's going to be a good show.
This track's very fast in these cars. We already seen speeds over 170 miles an hour. Is that a little bit different than what you expect normally when it comes to racing these types of cars?
Yeah, I wasn't the biggest fan of when we went to on the schedule when we went to Phoenix and Dover.
Right.
But, you know, it's definitely different going in there, sailed it in at 170. You know, it's like New Smyrna, but 18 times bigger.
For sure, man. Well, you're fast right now. You're coming here with the points lead. Good luck tonight, and I'm sure you'll be fast throughout the race, so good luck.
All right, thank you,
Thanks
Adam.
a lot, buddy. As you get ready to see the grid roll by here in just a moment, once again, I want to give a shout out to all the people that have served and are serving and has made the ultimate sacrifice on Memorial Day. That's what it's all about. Thank them for doing that. As the cars roll by, it's a great looking shot too at some of these cars, some of the paint schemes that some of these drivers are running tonight. As we go up and look at our pole sitter, going to be leading us to the green flag. And that 03 Super Late model. Dante Curtis comes in here with 31 points lead. It's a pretty big gap right now. I'm not going to lie. That's pretty big. We'll see if any of these guys can make up some of that ground, though. Looking back at the 83, Kyle Loren. As the pace car drops down pit road. Keep your eye on that pit road speed, by the way. If these guys have to pit only 35 miles an hour. Pace car is in. Green flag for the FTM Monster Mile 100 is underway here at Dover. A little bit of a gap already spaced out. About the first 7 or 8 cars spaced that gap out just a little bit. We stayed green. Coming through turn 1, here comes the run from the outside. Adam Jocelyn trying to do everything he can to get that outside to work. Coming right at your screen. Jocelyn taking a peek to the inside. We was talking about how fast these cars run here. You can see the speed. We ride on board and take a look back from Adam Jocelyn's car. The speed here is absolutely insane in these cars, man. I'm not playing. I was so surprised to see that type of speed put down on this track. I mean, I know the track's a little bit cooler, so not surprised to see high speeds, but 170 miles an hour in a Super Late model is insane. They come working off turn number 4. Battle going to be right now for second place. Adam Jocelyn, Tim Bills. Actually, I take that back. That was Dante Curtis and Tim Bills. Curtis dropping back just a little bit. Bills takes that spot away. Now Donald Clark to the inside. Dante Curtis struggling just a little bit here early in this race. Keep in mind, some of these air pressures on the tires is a little bit low on these cars. I don't know if we can hear, but they could be tapping out or topping out at the middle of the straightaway. See if we can hear Dante Curtis. He's not actually topping out, which is kind of surprising. I thought he'd be topping out, maybe some air pressure a little bit lower or something. Hasn't came up yet, but right now he's running in 4th place, losing 3 spots in just a matter of 5 laps. Here is a position battle. 098 with Cody Brinson, Joseph McWhorter. McWhorter trying to take that spot. Right behind him is TJ White. As McWhorter gets a little loose, TJ White takes that spot away, does get into the wall as well. A little bit of damage as the 32 drops back. He's going to be losing a couple spots here as they work through turns 1 and 2. He's got his teammate Jonathan Smith, last year's season champion, right behind him. And then you got A.J. Rogers right now running in 15th. Kind of surprised to see A.J. back that far. A.J. a great racer in his own right and well-deserving racer. Very clean as you see him get up on the bumper of the 25 of A.J. Brissett. We're right on board. He's going hard into the wall. No caution comes out. Not sure what happened. More contact. And motor has blown in. He continues, and now 14's also into the wall. Caution flag waves. Not sure what happened there. A.J. just gets plowed from the back, it looks like. Oh, the 57 may have gotten into him. That was Aaron Ames. I'm not sure if he did. Oh, Aaron gets into the wall and then turns left into the side of the 17. And then the 17 was almost good to go. And then, unfortunately, right there, even the 14, AJ cuts back down the track just a little bit again. Actually, it looked like he kept his wheel straight. We ride on board once again with AJ Rogers. Oh. The Bob Loran just nowhere to go. Oh, man. Just involved in it. Not good at all. Jason Tarasenko coming down pit road as we work our first caution here of the night at Dover. And it is Adam Jocelyn out front, so we got to see a little bit of what the 03 kind of talked about. Dante Curtis said he don't know what his car was actually going to do during the race. And he did lose a couple spots. It does look like he's got a little bit of a scrape on the side of his fender. I can't tell. He got no damage. I thought he did. But yeah, he loses a couple spots there to Adam Jocelyn, Tim Beals, and Donald Clark. I want to mention that Donald Clark, Tim Beals, all in the same team, along with Russell Charninsky, who's running 6th, and I'm thinking TJ84. Who is that? I think TJ Watt. That makes sense. Who's at 9th? So that whole Will and Dillon team right now, 4 drivers inside the top 9. Doing a really good job. So they have figured out the setup, but the thing is, will Adam Jocelyn and his team be able to do the same? That's Aaron Ames, Adam Jocelyn, Jerry Glenn, Kyle Loren. We know Kyle was fast. Aaron, unfortunately, just got into the wall, which caused that pile up right there. And Jerry Glenn, who's back in 16th. So we'll see how all this plays out when the laps start to wind down even more. You know, the cars are going to change so much over time. Will they get loose? Will they get tight on this type of surface? Being this concrete surface, weather, track tip a little bit different. And we know it's going to heat up just a little bit with the cars running on it. Plus air pressure still probably a little bit low compared to where they will be. So yeah, that's our first caution out. I think we're about to go back green here. Probably 2 to go now, I would guess. As you see the pace car coming through turns 1 and 2. Adam Jocelyn running that special paint tonight. Once again, want to thank the drivers that did run one. That's very awesome that they did. We're looking down on Adam Jocelyn's paint scheme. Keep in mind, guys, tonight is our final broadcast until next Sunday night. So we got a long week off. No broadcast tomorrow night for Red Light Racing Series. Everything is off because of Memorial Day. And we'll be back again on, and Go Fast don't run this week, so we'll be back again on Sunday night for NASRA Racing Series. Looking forward to this again. And next week, it is the Adam Chapman Designs at South Boston. As I think the pace lights are going to go off, and they do. So we are lining them back up as we are already 11 laps on lap 11. There's a good look at the cars coming into your screen. It's a great view, man. go try something a little bit different. Let's ride on board with one of the drivers that's going to be starting in the outside row, and we will ride with Jonathan Smith, who's starting in the middle of this mess. He'll be starting in 10th place as the Ford Mustang pace car drops back down pit road. Green flag back out in the air. See how crazy and how fast they get up to speed. He actually got caught a little bit sleepy there on that restart. That is the 83 of Kyle Lorraine. He is actually right now side by side, by the way, with TJ Watt. That is a fast, man. These guys get up and go in this car. They work off turn number 4. Battle going to be up towards the front with Donald Clark calling Allman. Allman gets around Clark. Here comes Clark diving back to the inside of the number 67. Remember, Allman has won 3 of the last 3 races. And what a run Clark just got off turn 4. He's going to be door to door with the driver of the 67. I keep mentioning it's one of these times Donald Clark's going to break through, and it is so close to happening, and there he is, past the 3-time winner this season with a very good move to the inside and completes that pass. Right behind them, you see Kyle Lorraine going to get loose. What a save by the 83. Watch this. We got a caution, by the way, guys. This actually happened right here, so we'll stay with this replay. There we go. The 31 of Ryan Lange goes around. And actually, he did go around, but luckily the 21 came up and actually got into him. It looks like that was Jason Tarasenko, but luckily Ryan with no damage or minimal damage. So what we're going to do is take a break. Be right back from Dover.
Team racing allows multiple iRacing members to team up and race together, just like in real-world endurance series. Teammates can share driving duties, spot for one another, or be a crew chief. Team racing is free, both to join a team and to create one. Each teammate races on his or her own computer from wherever they want to. Your teammates can be anywhere in the world, and changing drivers mid-race is as easy as a click of a button. iRacing features team endurance events ranging from just a couple of hours to 24 hours in length. So, if you fancy taking part in an iRacing endurance race in the future, you can learn more about team racing on the teams page on the member website.
Welcome back to FTM Miles the Monster 100 back at Dover International Speedway. About to get this race going once again after our second caution of the night has taken place. We're about to go back green here on lap number 20. So far out of this race, we have had Charles Lahr, Jimmy Babs, AJ Rogers, and Bob Laurent has been out of this race. So some big names taken out. AJ Rogers being one of them. Some other good guys in there as well. As the pace car gets ready to drop in, we are about to go green flag here once again at Dover International Speedway. Green flag back out in the air. Outside road checks up just a little bit of wheel spin on this track. That's one thing these guys are going to have to face with 550 horsepower of cars. Battle right now going to be for 5th place as we watch the number 67, Colin Allman, driver of the number 67, has won 3 of the last 3 races that he has been in. Alongside last week at Stafford International Raceway. He's looking to the inside of the 78. Adam Jocelyn. Jocelyn started on the outside of the pole. He gets a huge run. Jocelyn going to go up, try to take away number 4th spot from Cody Brinson. Cody falling back now to 5th. What a huge run that the driver of the 78 had. Let's get a look at that again. Watch this run coming from Adam Jocelyn. He made that look way too easy. Great pass. Now he's back up 4th. Donald Clark takes away 2nd from Dante Curtis. He's trying to run down teammate Tim Bills, Will and Dylan Motorsports. Right now, the best car on the track is the driver of the 18 car. He's continuing to stay out front. He qualified really well as right now a little bit behind him. Big group of cars right here with Cody Brinson leading the way. Number 20, Russell Charninski to the inside. This could be a huge pass for Russell, as he is 2nd in the standings right now. Trying to get up there and pass Dante Curtis here. Hopefully, in a few laps, we'll have to wait and see. Curtis actually under attack from Jocelyn. Here comes Jocelyn looking to the inside. Coming through turns 1 and 2. Curtis almost gets into a wall. You got to be careful at turn 2. The exit comes up really fast. There you have it. 78 goes to Adam Jocelyn, who is now pick up some really good time. 22.914 last time by, the fastest car on track. Colin Allman side by side with the 23 Jonathan Smith. Not surprised to see that team with the AJ Brissett, Jonathan Smith have a good run. These guys know this track really well. And, you know, when I go look at this track, I think of some of the, there's going to be a little bump on the 25. But I think of some of the guys that might run some of the open, bigger trucks or cars here at Dover. And that team does come into my mind. So we'll have to wait and see if they're able to close the gap. As you see, Colin Allman going to the inside now of the 25. That is for 8th place. We got contact a little bit further. Looked like, was it Russell Brown? Yes, it was. The 70 car, Russell Brown Jr. gets into the wall. just want to keep in mind we've have a bunch of people that actually did come down pit road. You're not allowed to take tires. We got one car slow. Danny Lawson is slow and has blown up on the front stretch. I think this right here, did he get in the wall? He did. Coming out turn 4, gets into the wall, and right here, boom, blows up. Unfortunately, going to be a bad night for him as it will come to end early for the driver of the 19 car. He's trying to make it back around as we do got a caution. I think it was because of him, I do believe. It looks like it may have been. I don't see anybody else that it was. So we do have another caution. Danny Lawson. Oh, wait a minute. Who was that? That was not Danny Lawson. Just a second. Was that Cody Brinson, I believe? Yes, it was. A little bit of contact between him and the 25 as he goes around on the front stretch. Our third caution of the night. And that's what caused it. Tim Bill still out front in front of Donald Clark, who is in second place. Once again, guys, I want to play this as we will take a break. This will be a full commercial break, by the way. Full commercial screen break, if that makes sense. Just in case you missed the opening.
It is, in a way, an odd thing to honor those who died in defense of our country, in defense of us, in wars far away. The imagination plays a trick. We see these soldiers in our mind as old and wise. We see them as something like the founding fathers, grave and gray-haired. But most of them were boys when they died, and they gave up two lives, the one they were living and the one they would have lived. When they died, they gave up their chance to be husbands and fathers and grandfathers. They gave up their chance to be revered old men. They gave up everything for our country, for us. We owe them a debt we can never repay. All we can do is remember them, what they did, and why they had to be brave for us.
Once again, we want to make sure we give those that earn it all the respect that we can offer them. So once again, thank you to those that made the ultimate sacrifice and their family. That goes for everybody from NASRA to TRN to everything. Definitely way more stuff that's important. So thank you once again. Go ahead and show you right now. We work our third caution so far. 2 lead changes so far. I've been impressed with a couple guys. One of those being Donald Clark, as I mentioned earlier, running in second at the moment. As the pace lights are off on the Ford Mustang pace car, we are set to go back green flag here from Dover. Keep in mind, these guys do have a special rule. Too many cautions, they do change it to single file restarts. Don't think we're quite there yet. Some of the accidents we've had are just racing accidents, and it definitely happens. So anyway, Been a couple guys I've been kind of impressed with. I'm hoping Ryan Lynch can actually have a good run. We are coming to the green flag this time. Sorry about that, by the way. Dog barking in the background. Pace car pulls in. Green flag back out. Watching the 23, Jonathan Smith on the outside, working on the 20 of Russell Charniski. Charniski trying to get into the top 5 right now, running in 6th place on the bottom side, trying to pick away that 5th spot. You are looking down at the 23, right up in front of them is Adam Jocelyn trying to work back around Dante Curtis. Jocelyn actually started in 3rd place. Lost that spot, and he's going to take it back from at 03. Try to slide up in front of him. Almost getting contact. He's going to go back down to the bottom. Not to make sure he does not run the 03 over. As they work out of turn 2. And 03, Dante actually gets a little bit of ball. Remember, he comes in here leading the points. Here comes the 23. Give it a little bit of bump to the 03. Riding on board now. Jonathan Smith, last year's season champion. He's got Russell Charniski right behind him. Want to mention that last time by, Donald Clark fastest on track. Here comes the 20 looking underneath the 23 once again. Charniski trying to take over 5th place. Whoa, sliding up in front of that 23 Johnson Smith. That was a close one. Back a little bit further in the field. Ryan Lange is able to move inside the top 10. Now taking over 9th over TJ White. TJ's got his hands full. Colin Almond right behind him. We got a car spinning behind him. The 098 is going to bring out the caution as Cody Brinson is around, also making contact with Aaron Ames. Okay, it looks like tires just went out. Oh, the 40 got loose. He tried to avoid it, and that's what happened. Oh, and he just blew it up. So, Tim Bills out in front has led 29. Get ready to come to 30. As we get ready to come to our halfway point here in the race. Want to make sure that, want to let everybody know as we come to the midway point of tonight's race. Want to take a look at TRN's race break. Tim Bills has been out front for 30 laps as he gets ready to come across the line. We are not quite the halfway yet, but there's that. Donald Clark, who has started back in 5th place, is up to 2nd. Adam Jocelyn started 2nd. He is now up to 3rd after he fell back a little bit early. We have had a few drivers that have disconnected. Jason Tarasenko, Charles Lahr, Jimmy Babs, AJ Rogers. We'll mention Danny Loss is on pit road getting that damage repaired. Cody Brinson going to be spending some time as well on pit road after that latest wreck. And also, want to make sure I let everybody know to tune in next Sunday as we're back here once again for these guys, South Boston Speedway, the Adam Chapman Designs 100. Be back for that. As we are watching the Super Late Model Series here at Dover International Speedway. I want to go ahead and run down this season's winners so far. Back at USA Speedway, that's where our points leader, Dante Curtis, picked up his first win of the season back on April the 8th. April 15th, it was his teammate, Logan Runyon. Both of them guys, by the way, dominated that race, led all 100 laps, and it was Adam Jocelyn picking up and win at Richmond International Speedway. Then we moved on to Southern National, where your current leader, Tim Bills, won that race. And then it was Irwindale, where Colin Allman was to sweep that one, along with Phoenix, and along with last week's race at Stafford. And that brings us to this week's race here at Dover International Speedway. I also want to give a shout out real fast to Chuck Smith. I want to make sure I shout him out for allowing us to come back and do this, North American Sim Racing Alliance. And to him, I also want to give a shout out to Joe Burchett with all the pre-race stuff that he puts together. Some of the stuff like you're hearing with the mid-race break and stuff, he does a lot of the work on that, and he passes along to me. So I want to give him a shout out for that with all the little facts and good stuff. So thank you, Joe, for all the work that you do on that. It's something new we're trying, and I actually love it. It saves me a lot of work, so really enjoying it. As I think we're about to go back green flag racing. Meanwhile, before we do, I also want to give a couple more shout outs, by the way. AC Design and Graphics, or AC Designs for all the graphics that you see, the overlays and stuff like that. A lot of it was done by Charles Wooten, and then I put my little touches on it, so thank you for the overlays and stuff. And of course, all the service members home and abroad for what they do. There's continue to make the ultimate sacrifice for this Memorial Day weekend. So Tim Bills coming in here, 5 starts on the season, 1 win, 3 top 5s. He's sitting in 11th in points, trying to pick up win number 2. As we ride on board, you can take a look here at Mr. Tim Bills, all wadded out, number 37. And right beside him is Donald Clark, his teammate for Willen and Dillon Motorsports, as we get ready to go green flag. Pace car's about to drop off. Green flag back out in the air. Want to mention only 15 drivers now on the lead lap. We started 23. Battle going to be for 5th place. Russell Tarnowski once again. Jonathan Smith, AJ Brissett starting to slowly creep up there as well. 23, Jonathan Smith, look to the outside, door gets slammed. Right up in front of them, it is Dante Curtis and Adam Jocelyn once again, side by side as they work out of turn 2. And that didn't last long. Jocelyn takes over 3rd. I think we got a car possibly going around. I thought I seen a car going around on the front stretch, maybe not. Maybe saved it. Colin Allman back to 11th right now. He actually did have to come down pit road and get a little bit of damage repaired. Or maybe just put some tape on it. Good battle here for 4th place. Here comes Russell Tarnowski. Remember, this right here is actually 1st and 2nd in points, so this could be huge for Russell if he's able to squeeze in front of Dante. There he goes. to the inside. Dante's struggling just a little bit here in the middle of this race now as we are on lap 49. If he makes his pass, and it looks like he's going to, that will put 3 Willen and Dillon cars inside the top 4. Here comes the 23. Jonathan Smith to the inside. And the 25 as well. AJ Brissett trying to take over now 6th place, and it looks like he's going to. Dante Curtis falls back now to 7th. Don't think he's done yet, though. I don't think you can count out Dante. He's looking back to the inside of the 25. As AJ runs a little wide, he's trying to keep it on that bottom. As they work out of turn 2. Looking so far. Adam Jocelyn slowly starting to close the gap up on Donald Clark. As Tim Bills continues to stay out front now by 0.7 of a second over Clark, his teammate. Jocelyn really starting to put some good laps together. As you see them running through turn 3 and 4. We are coming to lap 55 this time. This is the closest battle on track that we are watching right now. And let's jump back. We got side-by-side racing. Ryan Lane is trying to hold on to 7. Ryan not with the greatest start to the season this year. He is 14th in points. No top 5s, only 2 top 10s. So he's looking at his 3rd top 10 this season, which is honestly really good because he is a really good driver. Just hasn't had the best of luck so far avoiding wrecks or getting caught up in one. So something I've noticed that some of the Will and Dillon guys' setups may be falling off just a little bit. Looking back right here, you can see Donald Clark still holding on 2nd. Even though his teammates leading the race, the guys that are, inside the top 5 are struggling a little bit now. Adam Jocelyn has run down Clark, and then Russell Charninsky got his hands full with Jonathan Smith trying to hold on to 4th. I want to mention Dante Curtis is slowly starting to fall back. He is now back to 9th place, so Russell could have a huge points night here as he gets into the wall right there. Curtis, a little bit of damage on that right front. And here we go. 97 of Jared Glenn trying to take away the 9th spot. TJ Watt looks on. Looks like that. Jared Glenn going to take away 9th. Oh, here comes the 03. That was close. They're cut the 97 break. Curtis in the wall once again. He's really struggling off turn 2. Now getting a little bit of contact there with the 84. That left front fender starting to stick out or stick in some now. As Russell Brown Jr. tries to run down the 03. Wow, yeah, I believe, I think everybody's got one bad race to take a give in his championship because there is not no chase. I think everybody's got one bad race. I think we could be seeing Dante Curtis use that bad race now. However, Russell still needs to have a good finish. He's right now still got his hands full with the 23 of Jonathan Smith, last year's season champion, coming out of turn 2, side by side for 4th place. And that gets closed out really fast. Russell Brown to the inside of Dante. Not going to happen just yet. See that right there. Russell Tarninski goes up the track a little bit higher into 3 and 4. See if he does it this time. He does ride a little bit higher than what the 23 and 25 are running. And honestly, it's not really helping too much. Wow, 25 moves way up the track that time. Here comes the 23. Jonathan Smith trying to take the 5th place away. And he does. That may open the door for his teammate, AJ Brissett. I think if Russell, kind of realizes where Dante is, take it a little bit easy. As you see the 20 going to do a crossover. And it looks like Jonathan Smith into the wall. That may allow Russell Tarninski to get back around him. It's just for 4th place, by the way. Here comes the 25 as well. And it looks like this time he will be able to take it. Russell Tarninski also falls back. Now showing in 6th place, but Dante Curtis still with his hands full. Back to 12th. Maybe looking to fall back a little bit further as Kyle Lorraine looks to go underneath your points champion, or points leader, not champion. Points leader. If he does, it will be for 12th place. So some good racing all around right now. We're starting to see a long green flag run. It's the longest that we have been. As we are only down to 30 laps to go. And Adam Jocelyn trying to reel in Donald Clark still. Tarninski doing everything he can now. He's got to keep calling on behind him. You don't really want to keep giving up spots, even though Dante Curtis not having the greatest run tonight. You definitely don't want to keep giving up spots. That is just points that you're giving away. And with Russell being 2nd in points, could be a big night. Also, it could be a big night for Adam Jocelyn and Donald Clark both. Who is, Clark comes in here 37 points behind, or I'm sorry, 37 points behind for Jocelyn, 42 points for Clark. If I can get my words together tonight. Also, I want to mention that we are now down to 13 cars on the lead lap. As you look at your leader, the 37 of 10 Bill started in 4th place, has been out front now for 63 laps. He has continued to stay out front and dominate this race after taking the lead. Hasn't given it up since. 2 lead changes for tonight. Fast lap set back on lap number 13 by 10 Bills, 22.631. Very impressive that was set back on lap 13. After some tire wear was already on the track a little bit. And you done wore out your tires a little bit. Oh, Colin Allman, what a save. Wow. We're talking about working the wheel. Watch this as he exits turn 2. There you go. Had to work the wheel quite a bit to keep that car going straight. As he looks underneath, 23, Jonathan Smith. A little bit look back at second. This is Donald Clark, Adam Jocelyn. Clark could have a big night if he's able to stay in front of Jocelyn as well and have a great run. I know he's been wanting to really get it. He's done a good job so far keeping that car up inside the top 3. He started back in 5th. Hasn't led a lap yet, but still doing a really nice job. As you see Colin Allman trying to get around the 25 of Smith. Just to give you an idea if times have fallen off, they really haven't fallen off too much. About a second for 10 Bills. Last time by compared to his fast lap, he ran a 23.59.574. Donald Clark was actually faster than earlier the last time by. But so far, so good. As far as tire wear goes, it ain't a huge fall off with the track being cooler. Here comes the 23. Oh, contact. Leaning on each other just a little bit. Good job of keeping the car out of the wall by Allman. Good job by Jonathan Smith of getting out of it. Allman takes over 6th. Dante Curtis going back underneath Kyle Lorraine. This is for going to be a caution. Spinning on the back. The 83's around. No caution yet. We stay green. Will a caution flag come out? The 83 of Kyle Lorraine is starting to move. No caution flag. One more look. Oh, maybe too far back. See what happened as they came out of turn 2. Those 3 got a huge run. The center. That looks like net code. Oof. Hard contact for Dante though. He's just trying to keep that car now from not having to go down pit road. He is shown in the 12th spot. Adam Jocelyn, Donald Clark for 2nd place still. They've been working on each other all race long. One mistake by the 18, and you're going to see the 78 of Jocelyn go right around it. So Tim Bills looking to try to get win number 2 on the season for him. It's going to be interesting to see what they had to do for this setup, because was it a type of long run setup, or was it something, you know, they just winged? That's going to be a very interesting question, because that team itself really good tonight. If you look at all the guys that on that team, we got 3 cars inside the top 10. TJ White just outside the top 10 in 11th. So not a bad run in general for that whole Will and Dillon team, if they're able to hold on to this spot. Smith and Allman still working on each other. We are down now to 10 laps to go for 10 Bills. Coming to 10 laps to go, should I say. Jerry Glenn and Ryan Lange is for 8th place. All in all, the race has been pretty good. It started out a little, you know, a little caution spree, but definitely balanced out over the long runs of the race. We've had a long green flag run now, and seen some actual really good racing. To be honest, from all these guys, I do feel a little bit bad for Dante Curtis. I know he's your pole sitter, but definitely didn't want to lose that many points. I'm sure he's going to lose quite a bit to Russell Charninsky, Adam Johnson, Donald Clark, if they stay where they are. Tim Bills coming to 6 laps to go next time by. Told y'all I'm not all the way focused tonight. Jonathan Smith, Colin Allman, still going at it. Want to mention right now we got 11 cars on the lead lap. Dante Curtis did go 1 lap down. TJ White would be the next one. So there's 1 lap down. There he went. There's your leader, or your leader at the moment. And I don't know if he's going to actually get there in time to put him a lap down or not. Don't see him trying to put him a lap down, being they are teammates anyway. Ryan Lane's going to bounce back and have a solid run if he's able to hold on. We're looking for a top 10 finish. We got a slow car, big wreck. Caution flag comes out. That will end the race as Jerry Glenn goes around. There may have been some contact here between him and Ryan Lange. Oh, yeah. 31 man got him just a little bit. 97 goes up and out, and it looks like it's going to end his night here early or late in this race. As it looks like your winner is going to be 3 to go. 10 Bills. I think that's going to do it anyway. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, that's definitely going to do it. They got to catch the pace car, so now 3 to go as they catch the pace car. So your winner of the night is going to be 10 Bills. Donald Clark will finish 2nd. Adam Johnson is going to finish in 3rd. AJ Brissett, Russell Charninsky will finish in 4th. Or 5th, I apologize. Points leader Dante Curtis looks like he may be finishing in 11th place. All in all, a good run for Willen and Dillon Motorsports. All 4 of their drivers finished inside the top 10. We'll We'll be speaking to Tim, Donald, and then Adam Jocelyn here in just a few moments. Once again, guys, this is my final broadcast until next Sunday night when we're at South Boston for the NASRA Racing League. Looking forward to that one. Actually, it might be next Sunday. I think it's Sunday afternoon we broadcast one race. The MTR guys, I believe, are racing. And then we're back here Sunday night. Coming to the white flag this time, as Tim Bills will get his second win now of the season. First win came back on April 29th at Southern National. Comes in here and wins Dover after what will be leading 89 laps, I believe is what he'll be leading. Not bad at all. One more trip around as white flag comes out. Once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching the race. Please hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed the race. Hit the thumbs up button as well if you don't mind. It helps me out as well. As we work down the backstretch here at Dover. So this is the first time I've got to broadcast the super late models at Dover. I thought the race for these things was actually very fun. We've seen a very fast racetrack, over 170 miles per hour, something we're not normally used to seeing in the late or super late model. But it was very good to see it, and definitely different. Definitely enjoyed watching it. As we work off turn number 4, Tim Bills is going to come in here and win the FTM Miles the Monster 100 at Dover International Speedway on Memorial Day weekend. And there it is, winner tonight, Tim Bills. Better look at him, as he's going to go around and celebrate here in just a moment here on the front stretch. Here he goes, going to do a burnout here at Dover. Actually, he may not do a burnout. We're just going to bring him in.
Was 90.
Hey, Tim, sorry about that. You got me?
Oh. Yeah, I got you. Go ahead.
Man, you was able to come in here and lead 89 laps. A little bit different type of a track than what we're normally used to. Talk us about your thoughts on coming in here tonight.
I was, this track seems to be pretty fun. I was kind of worried about how it was going to be on long runs, wearing tires, and just tried to save and really worked a lot on trying to make it to where the car was good on a long run. I wasn't as good at the very beginning, but I knew towards the end, you know, after we got a longer run, the car would really be pretty good, and it turned out well.
Yeah, definitely, a very fast racetrack. I was, kind of surprised to see speeds up to 170 in the super late model, so a little bit different than what we're normally used to seeing. And now it gets a little bit shorter as next week we head to South Boston. I know you're kind of the favorite going in there after winning a race like Southern National a couple weeks back. How do you feel about heading to South Boston? And we do know that that is your type of track as well.
South Boston's going to be an interesting race. I think it's going to be a fun race. There's going to be 2 lanes. It's going to be difficult to pass. So, but it'll make for some good watching for sure.
Yeah, and just to let you know, I'm sure you already know this. Your other 3 teammates, all of them finished inside the top 10. So congratulations to your team. Is there any shout outs you want to give out tonight?
Yeah, sure. I got to give a shout out to my sponsor H&H Sign Supply, Justin Brooks Designs, and then all the guys wheeling and dealing: Donald, Russ, TJ. And Casey Kelly, he didn't race with us tonight, but he helped us.
Well, somebody definitely helped because, man, your whole team was on rails tonight. So good job and congratulations on a huge win here at Memorial Day weekend.
Thank you, Adam.
Thanks a lot, man. We will move you back up to your team channel once I find out where it's at. They put me way down here at the bottom. And next up, we'll bring in Donald Clark, who finishes in 2nd place. Donald coming in here, started in 5th place. Hey, Donald, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, Adam, I got you.
Man, this has got to be kind of like a weight lifted up off your shoulders a little bit. I know that you're in the top, 4 in points, and I know you had a good run tonight in 2nd, but you actually got to finish a really good race, and you ran a really good race all night. Are you satisfied with coming in 2nd right behind your teammate?
Oh, definitely satisfied. Tim, he's hard to beat anywhere we go, so anytime you can finish 2nd to him, it's like a win.
Yeah, I spoke to him a minute ago, and I asked him the same question. I want to ask you, did anything about this track kind of surprise you tonight, about the speed or something? Because it looked like the race was actually really fun. I mean, it looked like it was really fun to race. The speed was absolutely insane. Did anything kind of surprise you with this track, racing this car here?
Yes, very much so. We did some testing earlier in the week, and from testing, we thought the car was going to get really free on a longer run, and that didn't happen. All week testing that anytime we would run 10, 15 laps, we would get super free, and that wasn't the case tonight. So, I mean, really surprised on that.
Well, man, you came in here and you finished 2nd tonight, and that's going to help you huge in the points with Dante finishing back in 10th, and I know that's the main goal. So congratulations on 2nd place tonight. Any shout-outs you want to give out?
Definitely. Shout out to all my teammates, Tim Bills, Russell, and TJ. These guys work hard every week to set these cars up, and finally we're getting on the top of it to where we need to be, I think, and we still got some work to do, but we're getting closer. And I want to shout out to Adam Chapman Paints Racing Network. Man, you do awesome work.
Thanks,
this
man.
broadcast is amazing. Chuck for putting this league on. I mean, it's just incredible.
Well, man, you did a good job tonight. Go have fun and celebrate with the team. That was a good team effort tonight all throughout your team.
Thank you, Adam.
Thanks a lot, man. Next up, we'll be talking to Adam Jocelyn, who finishes in 3rd place. Not bad at all. We'll pull him in, and we will speak to him once I figure out where you're at. There he is. We'll talk to him. Hey, Adam Jocelyn, you got a copy?
Oh, I got you.
Man, long race tonight. 3rd place. You battled Donald all night. Overall, satisfied with 3rd?
Well, not really. I sponsored the race, but I think I honestly had the quicker car here, but I was having trouble on restarts for some reason. I tried and go in 2nd gear, and the car didn't want to go, and that's how Tim got around me, and then I went in 1st. And it was pretty smart of Tim what he did there on the start there. He kind of delayed it, and I kind of got up on him, and then he went. And I had to pass the same guy 4 times, and I just burned up my tires.
Was there anything that kind of surprised you? I asked him the same thing. Was there anything that surprised you about this race that maybe you weren't expecting? Because this is a different type of track of what we normally race.
I wasn't really expecting any surprises. We ran this in preseason, and I had a super fast car for about 15 laps, and then I got stupid loose. So I made the car a little snugger, and some of my teammates said, "Hey, why don't you loosen the car up?" I said, "No, you don't want to do that." And then it started getting loose at the end of the race. So I guess the surprise was it went from tight to loose, which I've never had a car do.
I know you're already thinking about points, so you got to be somewhat satisfied. You come in here third in points, and you know Dante didn't have the greatest run, and you finish in front of Russell, who's right in front of you in points. Overall, I mean, I know you're not satisfied with third, but you got to be thinking about points quite a bit.
Oh yeah, I'm just digging. I don't know if we're running out of weeks here, but we're just digging for every point we can get. I want to try and catch Dante, but it's been a task. It's been a chore.
Well, man, you did a good job tonight. Any shout-outs you want to give out tonight?
I want to thank Davis Chassis Works for coming on the car, and then actually this is my red, white, and blue car. So on my hood I have my great-grandfather who served in World War III, my other great-grandfather who's an Army MP, Ian to Littlefield, my great-uncle who just passed away this year, and then my uncle who was in the Air Force that passed away last year as well. They were all on the hood of the car, so I want to thank them. I want to thank Full Throttle Motorsports. Built a fast car again this week. Try and get him next week.
Well, man, thank your family for doing that, and that's awesome that you put that on a car. So good run tonight, man, and congratulations on third. I know you want a little bit more, but still, definitely.
Thank you.
You'll go get them soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, man. We'll move you back up once I figure out where I put you. I forgot where it was. Hold on. Give me a minute. There we go. We'll stick it right there for now. All in all, guys, the race was great. Congratulations to Tim Bills. But that's going to do it for us tonight, guys. There ain't no more words to say. I just want to wish everybody a happy Memorial Day. And, yeah, I hope everybody had a great night. Thanks again for all the troops who doing what they do and for all the veterans that made the ultimate sacrifice. Y'all have a great night. We'll talk to y'all soon, and God bless.
It's a different style of racetrack, but I'm ready for it. We are green here at Irwindale. You check them out.
Green flag is out at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, Sim City 110, Derek, underway. And green flag is out. We are off the racing here at 2 laps of this race. We got a wreck. Hold on. The 12 and 1 goes around. Trackers may finish second tonight. Out of turn 4, Colin Allman is going to win at Myrtle Beach. With Phil and Landon Lacey going to drive off turn 4 and win at Bristol Motor Speedway, the Super Late model. DJ